Shall we get started with our RE lesson for the day? So we have been exploring Lent and what Lent is, and we learned yesterday that some Christians decide to give up something that they really enjoy for 40 days and 40 nights. And I told you that I had given up sweets and cheese, and I'm finding it really, really hard, especially when last night, all I wanted to do when I was sat on the sofa watching the TV was nibble on some sweets out of a bowl, have a little mini pick and mix. So I found that really tricky. But some of you sent me in some fabulous ideas about other items that you might give up. And I had lots of things that people suggested, such as fizzy drinks, pizza, another one of my favourite foods, cupcakes. We had people who said they were going to give up chocolate or chocolate spread. So I can tell that you've really thought about this at home. So well done. And thanks for sending me those in. So today I want us to spend some time reflecting, okay, and thinking about when Jesus went into the desert. Because when he went in there for 40 days and 40 nights, he was all alone. Okay, so he didn't go with anybody else. He just went on his own, as you can see from these pictures and these footprints here of him wandering through the desert. The only other things around him were the wildlife that he could see. So I've got some pictures up here of things that he saw on his little trip around the desert, okay? And there might be lots of other ideas too. But he saw things growing. Okay, so he saw the plants growing around him, the fruits growing around him. He was able to see the wildlife, okay, new wildlife that was around him that maybe he hadn't even noticed before, such as these little foxes down here. And he was also able to appreciate the beauty of the nature around him as well, such as the rock formations and the land formations. So because he didn't have any distractions and he was just all on his lonesome thinking about what he could see, he was able to appreciate everything that he had around him more. And I want us now to think about the places that we like to go to when we want to be on our own. And I think it's important that we have these places as well, because sometimes we can get quite overwhelmed and there's lots of things going on and things can get a bit chaotic. But sometimes when we want a bit of alone time, there's lots of places that we can go to as well. One of those places is our bedroom, okay? So we can go up to our bedrooms, and even if we share our bedrooms, we might even say to our brothers and sisters, please, can you just go out for a little bit? I just want some alone time on my own in my bedroom. We've also got gardens. So in your garden, you might have a nice little area where you can be on your own, maybe in a little tent, or maybe just sat on the grass with a blanket, or maybe you've got a climbing frame or even a slide or a swing that you can just sit on just so that you're on your own. We've also got stairs. Now, my house, because it's a terrace house, has lots and lots of steps and stairs going through it to get to all the different floors. And sometimes when I'm cleaning up and I've just found it a little bit too much and I just need a breather, I'll just sit down on those stairs for a few minutes just to reset myself, just to be alone, and then I'll start going again. Maybe you've got some stairs in your house that you could do that in as well. There also might be other places in your house where there might be quiet activities for you to do, such as a bookshelf, okay? Is there a bookshelf near you in your house where you can get a beanbag and sit there and maybe read a book, okay? There's lots of different places where we can go to be alone and just be away from all the distractions around us, like Jesus did when he went into the desert. And the reason why we might want to be alone or not near anybody else can vary, okay? Sometimes we might want to be alone to get a bit of peace and quiet. Okay, so it can be very noisy in our houses if we're around all of our family and there's lots going on. So sometimes we like to be alone just so that we can be nice and quiet. Okay, just have that peaceful reflection. And whilst we're there, we might want to take some time to reflect or to think, okay? So this might be if you've made a poor choice, or if something has happened that's made you feel sad, or if you just want to sit and just think about everything that has happened in the day, things that have made you feel really happy. You might just want to sit and think about this as well. You also might like to be alone when you're feeling a bit angry. I know, and I've said this before, because we're in lockdown, I'm starting to get a bit angry or annoyed with the people I live with, just because I'm just fed up of being inside a lot of the time. And it sometimes makes me feel a bit angry. And it isn't anybody's fault, and I don't want to upset anyone by saying anything or doing anything that I might regret. So sometimes I just take myself away for a few minutes to my bedroom, have a few minutes to calm down, and then come back. Okay? Sometimes as well, you might just want to be alone because you enjoy being on your own. Okay, as humans, we can be around people as much as we want, but we can also be on our own and have some downtime where we can sit, relax, read a book, listen to some music, okay? And that's okay as well. Or, like Jesus did, just sit in the garden on your own with no other distractions, have a look around you, take it all in, and then carry on afterwards, okay? So there's lots of reasons why people might like to be alone. So I want you now to have a little think. When you like to be alone, where do you like to go and why? Okay, and I've popped some pictures here on the bottom to help inspire you. I've got a book corner, so you might like to go to the library. I've got fields and outdoor space. I've got the park. I've got a tent. Maybe you've got like a den or something you can hide in. A bath, beanbag somewhere cozy, comfy, maybe even a sofa. Got your bedroom, got a swing. Okay, and there's lots of other ideas, but I just want you to have a couple of minutes now. So pause this video and just think, when you want to be alone, where do you like to go and why? Okay, so just have a little bit of thinking time. Okay, so I've got mine. So where do I go? Well, I like to go and have a bath. Okay, so when I'm feeling really frazzled, okay, and I've got lots going on in my brain, sometimes when I come home from work, I'm a bit frazzled. I think, oh my goodness, my brain's still ticking. I've got lots and lots of jobs to do. Sometimes I just need to chill, relax, and calm down. And the best way for me to do that is to be alone and to go and have a nice, warm bubble bath. Okay, so I put lots and lots of bubbles in my bath, and then fill it up with lots of hot water. And then I just lie there and soak and chill. And why? Well, the reason that I do this is two things really. One, because it means I'm on my own and no one can come in the bathroom when I'm there. And two, when I'm nice and warm in the bath, it makes me relax. And it's something I'm doing to make me feel better. So a bit of self-care, okay? Because I feel better if I've had a long soak in the bath. Okay, so there are a couple of reasons as to where I like to go to the bath to have a long soak. Sometimes though, I also like to go out for a walk. So on Saturday, for example, I spent the afternoon in the garden because it was so sunny, and I was painting the fence, which was a really boring job. And I, at the end of it, was so bored and fed up of doing this job, and I did finish it. But then I thought, oh, I just need to do something for myself, and I just need to be on my own and go and do something I enjoy. So I went out for a walk around my park, okay, near the park near me, because I really like to be outside and getting fresh air. And when it's sunny as well, it just makes me feel a little bit better. So maybe you had some similar ideas or different ideas, okay, that we can use now to complete this activity. So what I would like you to do today is a little reflection task. So a task where you're doing a little bit of thinking. Okay, and I want you to think about where you like to go and reflect. So I think I'm going to do 2 pictures. I know, rebel. So I'm going to do 2 pictures because I've got 2 places and I just can't decide which one. So I know that Jesus went to the desert to reflect, but I'm going to draw the park and the bath. Okay, so they're the 2 places that I go to when I want to reflect. So here I'm going to draw my lovely bath. Okay, your bath might look a little bit similar or a bit different. I'm trying to draw my taps on here. There we go. I'm going to draw the water coming out of my bath as well. And maybe I'll draw some bubbles. Should I draw my bubbles as well? Here they are up. Oh, that looks like a nice bubble bath. So I've got one of them is a bath, and the other place where I like to go, if you remember, is to the park. Okay, so I'm going to draw a picture of the park. So a nice green field. And this time of year, we're almost moving into summer, aren't we? So things are starting to grow at the moment because we're in spring. And then I can see I've got some trees and they're looking a bit bare, but some of them on their branches, you might have noticed they've got the green buds on. Okay, so we've got some buds, so they are starting to grow. I think the leaves are starting to grow on the branch, which is good to see. And hopefully soon we'll have some lovely leaves. So I'm just going to draw the buds, the branches here coming through, growing out. I don't know about you, but in my gardens, I've started to see some plants growing through as well. Some plants starting to shoot up. And also this time of year, some lovely flowers out called daffodils, if you can remember what they are. Okay, so this is daffodil season. So you might have seen all those daffodils that we learned about on our walks. Okay, so here I've got my 2 pictures about the places where I like to go and reflect and have a bit of me time. And when I'm there, these are the things I like to do. So for example, when I'm in the bath, I like to relax. I also like to listen to some music. Sometimes I get a really good book and I read my book whilst I'm in the bath. And sometimes, because it makes me relax so much, I fall asleep. I know. When I'm in the park, I don't sit down really. What I do like to do is walk. Okay, so I like to walk around the park. I also like to listen to the birds. So because my partner and me has lots and lots of trees, there's lots and lots of birds. And there's also a pond where there are lots of ducks. So I like to feed the ducks at the pond as well. And now it's got a bit warmer when I go to the park as well. I like to get an ice cream. So these are all the things that I like to do when I'm on my own and I go for my little stroll in the park to clear my head, or when I lie in the bath to have a little bit of relaxation time as well. So your job today then is to have a go at doing this reflection activity. So I would like you to identify a place where you like to go to reflect. And it might be 2 places like I've got. It might be somewhere in your house, it might be somewhere in your garden, or it might be somewhere outside where you go on your daily walk. Okay? Because we're thinking about spaces where we can reflect on our time and what we're doing, just like Jesus did when he went into the wilderness. And then I want you to think about what you would do whilst you were there. So if you're sat on your step at home, what are you doing? Are you listening to the sounds around you? Are you looking at something? Are you watching something? Pop these ideas down around your drawings. Okay. Now, this doesn't need to be a beautiful work of art, but I do want you to take some time and reflect about why you're going to these places and how they make you feel, okay? Because it's always important to have a bit of me time, and it's always important to have some time to reflect as well. So I hope you enjoy doing this. Just get you thinking about where you can go in your house and have a bit of time for yourself. So have a little go at doing this job. Hopefully you've got lots of places that you can go to, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you're all writing down as your reflection. Take care, and I will see you later for phonics. Bye everyone.